I wish there was a way for the heart and the spirit to communicate. I feel like once we die, we become well, we don't become anything. What happens is we're stripped down to what we to to the thing that allows us to physically live. The spirit inside of our bodies. It's inside of the body, and I think that that's a connection. Well, not even a connection. I don't think there's a connection because a connection would mean that there's separate entities, and I don't think there's separate entities. I think it's just one big thing. It's one flow of of consciousness. I think I'd call it consciousness. It's just one flow. But while we're in these physical bodies and we're living creatures that depend on external materials like air, food, water, sleep, all that shit. Um, while we're in these living bodies, it's. I wish there was a way for ties, not communication, but a tie, a being conjoined, a togetherness, a togetherness that is. I honestly think that full togetherness, not where two separate entities are joining and not like that, but like where you're part of each other, like a deeper communication, something to where there is no confusion, there is no manipulation, no deceit, no confusion about motives, no negative emotion because everything is known. There's nothing to be upset about because the truth, there's only one, there is nothing that is holding back love and happiness. And truthfully, I don't know what love means. And I question if anybody does. And once again, these words, this human language is limited as fuck because there's not a word for everything. You understand? There's not a word for everything. In fact, I I think probably the deepest, rawest, the deepest and most raw the deepest and most raw reality cannot there it's wordless. There's no need for words. It's not even relevant because everything's already done. Everything's already there. There's nothing to need. There's nothing to want. I'm talking about the spirit. If spirit and emotion could could communicate, but it can't, because the only way we can communicate is with our fucking brain, and the brain is confused about everything all the time. There's never certainty, lasting certainty, and that's what really certainty would actually be. Real certainty. There is no doubt ever at all. Period. End of story. Not Doesn't exist. There's no such thing as doubt. There's no such thing as uncertainty. There's no such thing as insecurity, shame, anger, sadness. Every emotion that exists because of how you feel about yourself or how you feel about others, whatever the fuck. If there was just a way to strip, if to communicate, to be joined together, it's almost like humans have nothing to there's nothing real for us to aspire to, because if the basic fundamental foundation and building blocks of human life is the spirit inside of the body, wherever it is. Some people think it's in the stomach or the heart or the head, somewhere in the chest or in the mind, in the third eye, the pineal gland. There's a lot of theories, man. But that's the thing that makes humans be alive. That's the thing that allows us to be alive, that allows us to think and feel. It's that thing. That's the fuel inside of the vehicle. That the human body is the vehicle, but the soul is the fuel. The soul is what makes it even possible for us to live or to exist. It's the spirit. It's the thing in the center of you that once your body drops, that thing goes off. That that thing is allowed to exist unfiltered, you see. The spirit unfiltered is the final destination, and the truest destination is the spirit unfiltered. And the spirit unfiltered, what that is, what that would be, what that would look like, what that would be like, is zero emotion. Ju- it would just be being. It would just be neutral, is a good way to look at it. It would be everything. It would be neutral. There wouldn't be any highs and lows. There'd be no high, there'd be no low. It would just be calm, tranquil. It'd be tranquility. It'd be uh, it'd be tranquil, like content. That's the word. It'd be content. There's nothing to aim for. There's nothing to think about from the past or the future. Nothing to look forward to. Nothing to think about now. There's nothing to think about because everything is what it's supposed to. Everything is just the spirit. Everything is just the core. Like it's just all on the same base. It's all just energy. Energy doesn't know a negative and positive. Energy is energy. It just is, and it just exists. It doesn't need it. It doesn't need any thoughts, because thoughts are only ways of explaining what's in the spirit. You see? You see what I'm saying? Thoughts are ways of explaining what's in the spirit. Emotions, I think emotions are the spirit's response to external stimulus. I just wish there was a way I just wish there was a way for human beings, for one human being to communicate with another human being without just from like spirit to spirit, without all the nonsense, without lies and deceit, judgment, because there's nothing, there's no reason, it's irrelevant, because the spirit is the spirit and everyone has the same spirit, because it's all one energy. It just manifests different ways in these living beings with all their dumb bullshit in their fucking heads. They don't know shit, but they think they know shit, but they don't fucking know a goddamn thing at all. They just make shit up. That's all humans. That's everybody. I don't give a fuck when you lived, where you live. I don't give a fuck who you are. Everybody has a bunch of bullshit in their heads. They think they know shit because they're trying to make sense of the world around them. But at the end of the day, the essence is the spirit, and the spirit doesn't know emotion. There's no thought. It's just being. It's just content. It just is. It's just part of the world. All that other bullshit is nonsense and distraction and confusion. I wish there was a way for the spirit inside of one person to communicate with the spirit inside of the other person and for them to enjoy the energy together. That's what I mean. Human beings to enjoy energy together, to enjoy the energy inside of them, to rejoice in the fact that they're allowed to be, that they're living, that they have consciousness, to just rejoice in that together without that other bullshit in the head.